12:45, we got Utah State, who's 1-0. Trevor number 19, Texas A&M, who's also 1-0. Texas A&M favored by 31.5 points on the SEC Network. Bryson Barnes for the Aggies went 19-28, threw for 233 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Miles Davis had 12 carries for 88 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Also led his team in the receiving statistic with 6 catches for 61 yards. Marcel Reed for the Aggies went 22-34, threw for 289 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Also leads his team on the ground with 8 carries for 39 yards. Mario Cravel had 8 catches for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. Texas A&M is 1-0 against Utah State all time. They played in 2009, but it was a shockingly close game. 38-30 was the final score, and it was played at Texas A&M. So this is an extremely important game for both teams, right? A&M is a team that I think a lot of fans have. I mean, you could say this about almost any team in the SEC, but I think Texas A&M fans have very realistic expectations to go into the college football playoffs this year, right? They're coming off an 8-4 season, which in all honesty was a disappointment. They started the season 7-1. This looked like a team that was bound to go to the college football playoff for the longest time. And then they dropped 3 of their last 4 and ended up not going to the college football playoffs. And I think that really hurt a lot of A&M fans. But this is a A&M team that, again, is built really solidly, is very strong. Utah State is really interesting. The Mountain West as a whole is really interesting. There are 5 undefeated teams left in the Mountain West, right? 5 teams that can theoretically compete for a college football playoff spot. If you're talking about those 5 teams, 4 of them have brand new coaches. And so it is kind of you're talking about Boise State is not one of those 5 teams, right? The only team that you would have guessed would be one of those 5 teams is, well, I mean, if you didn't look at the schedule, right? If you didn't look at the schedule and you were to list your top 5 Mountain West teams, the only team that probably would be in your top 5 is UNLV, right? Utah State was not even considered heading into the year. And again, Utah State did not beat an insane opponent. They beat UTEP at home. This is not an insane win. This is a chance if you're Bronco Mendenhall, right? You got a brand new head coaching job at Utah State. These are 2 coaches that coached against each other. If you did not know, Bronco Mendenhall was the Virginia head coach for a long time before he left, and he coached against Mike Elko, the head coach of Texas A&M, when Elko was still the defensive coordinator at Wake Forest. This is a really interesting game from the perspective of A&M needs to win it, right? And it's a very interesting perspective from Utah State. This would be so massive, right? You're talking about immediately you become, like, the real question is for Group of 5 is who's the first team? Who's going to be the first team to defeat a Power 4 opponent that's not named Tulane and not named Hawaii, right? Because Hawaii already dropped theirs to Arizona, and Tulane still has 2 more Power 4 opponents left to play. It's going to be, that's the race, just right? Is the first team to pull off a big upset is going to suddenly become the favorite, by far favorite, to go to the college football playoff. I don't think it can be Utah State here, but I think they can exploit some of the things UTSA did last week, right? UTSA showed some weaknesses in that Texas A&M defense that I think Utah State can exploit. UTSA also did some things defensively that made A&M a little wobbly, right? Reed still had a very solid game, but I think UTSA threw some things at them that they were not ready for. I think Bronco Mendenhall is a good enough coach that he can keep this closer than you would like if you're the Aggies. I like the Aggies to win at home, but I honestly do like the Aggies. I like Texas A&M Aggies to win at home. I honestly like the Utah State Aggies to cover, though. I think they can keep this closer than 31.5 points.